What's up guys, Duarte here with another Marvel Strike Force video, and today we are finally take a look at the strategy I used to beat the nodes on the Doom campaign 1.7 to 1.9 and see what my priorities in terms of targets was, the strategy behind the team, and how I was able to beat this without using any healer, which is a plus, and investing on only characters that I think matter over other characters that I think matter less or that they have less potential overall. So if this video helps you out, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. And if you're new to my channel and you like Marvel Strike Force and you want to know the best strategies for this game, make sure you subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for the upcoming videos. Okay, so in terms of the strategy and the team I used, the strategy I used was mostly relying on what enemies we are facing on the last node. On the last node we face several end sentries and we face several characters that can apply counters to their allies, like Nobu, but also Cable, we find him in a few nodes. And based on that, you want to use Hawkeye so he can remove characters from stealth, and you want to use Yo-Yo so she can remove the counter from those enemies that you are facing. Then I like to have Black Widow and Quake together, because one gives speed up to the team, the other applies slowdown for 2 turns on the enemies, so that's a huge boost in terms of turn meter. And then you have Nick Fury that can summon minions that have different effects and that can also spread buffs around. Now, because most of these characters are shield, Yo-Yo can give a dodge chance to them, and that helps a lot in your survivability, and that's why we are going to be able to beat this without any healer. And if one of those characters is Nick Fury, he can spread around the dodge even to characters that might not be shield, which I'm not sure if Hawkeye is shield, but if he's not, you'll be getting the dodge thanks to Nick Fury being shield and together with Yo-Yo. Other situation that we have and that will increase our damage a lot for these nodes is that we have Yo-Yo and Quake, both are inhumans and both call for assist of each other. Then we have Black Widow and Hawkeye that also call assist for each other because of their passive. And then on top of all that, we have Nick Fury giving more assists to them. Even that is a low percentage base, is still good enough when it happens for some more extra damage. So yeah, based on all that, that was the strategy I used. There are many good characters here that we could use, like Thor, Hulk, Invisible Woman, more of the Fantastic Four. There is a good combination, and many people suggested me to use Agent Coulson with Shield Medic, but because my Shield Medic only has 3 red and only 6 yellow, I decided to not use this or invest on her, because I usually only invest in minions if they are like 5 red stars or above that. If they are not, I just think that it's not good enough even in terms of collection power. They will not provide as much collection power as other characters. And because it's really hard to get Agent Coulson to 7 yellow stars, so it's a character you are investing in, and usually you don't get the maximum potential of him unless it's like 2 years in the future or something like that. I decided to, instead of going of a strategy of tank and spunk of damage dealers like Coulson, Thor and Hulk, and using a healer, I decided to go full strategy and use blinds, slow, speed ups, stuns, and offense downs and defense ups for a more reliable strategy, instead of just, once again, tank and spank. Okay, so with all that in mind, let's take a look at the clips, and I'm going to tell you the priority targets that I used to make this as easy as possible with this specific strategy where you really have to prioritize certain targets to avoid the damage. Okay, so first node, and I used this team several times just to make sure it would work out, so it was not just luck based and one time only. I run each of those nodes 3 times to make sure these characters would work perfectly. Now, in terms of positioning, maybe they are not in the best position. Maybe you want Hawkeye, Yo-Yo, Nick Fury, Black Widow and Quake. But I didn't thought too much about the strategy, and it's only like 5% improvement or 8% maybe, so it's not a huge deal. So yeah, on the first node, because we are not facing like 2 dangerous enemies, I decided to go for the summon first, but you could also go for the defense up on the special. I tried to kill as fast as possible a Taskmaster so he would not blind me. Unfortunately, I was not able to do it. So maybe applying the defense up would be better, because as you saw, like, Black Widow took a massive amount of damage in the face, and it was a little bit scary, but it's not like it would happen. On the other times, it didn't happen like this. So it's a matter of maybe if the damage is not so high, just go for the defense up and play it safe. Then I got rid of the Winter Soldier because he has a nice amount of burst damage. And here you want to get rid of a Black Widow or Stunner. That was what I tried with the minion, but he just finished her off. So it was not a huge deal. So I stun once again the Winter Soldier. You could say it was a little bit dumb because he was already blinded and slowed. That's fine, but the amount of bleed damage that we just give to the other one was enough to finish him off. And yeah, so this node was quite easy. Not many dangerous situations. Okay, so now you're on the node 1/8. This one is a little bit harder, but the hardest one of all, it's the last one, and you'll see by the time it takes. It took me around 7 to 8 minutes to beat it. The first one was like 2 minutes, this one was like 3 minutes, and the last one is double the time, so you can imagine that is way harder. For some reason the game lagged a lot here, but we are playing this on 30% extra speed, so we can take a look at the nodes faster. And yeah, so hopefully you guys like this strategy, and I hope you guys like the characters. No minions, so that's something good. We have characters from the Inhuman team, which is a great team. We have Nick Fury, which is a key member of the SHIELD team, and then we have Hawkeye and Black Widow that are key members of the Avengers team. So it's not like you are investing on trash characters or in teams that you'll never use it. So here I was not sure if I should go for Graviton first or go for the minions that we have to kill. I decided to go for the minion. Graviton is a little bit dangerous because he has the first stun on the first turn, but he decided to target one of the minions, so it was fine. Now here we want to get rid as fast as possible of Ironheart, but also Magneto, because we don't want Magneto to blind, and we don't want Ironheart to apply defense down to us. So if you can slow down the minion, they are not very fast on their own, so we have time to get rid of them. There we were able to get only blind on a few characters, so that was fine. But once again, you want to prioritize Magneto if you can, and Ironheart. So here we have Cable, and we also have 2 Sabertooths, so you need to be careful with that. If you are using Yo-Yo, you want to make sure that you don't have any of those shield security minions. So in case Sabertooth attacks you, you can offense down them, and they don't do that much bleed damage. And then once again you want to focus on the minions that are part of the mission. You have to be careful with Vulture, that's why I prioritize him, because if he can gang up on your minions, he's going to get a lot of turn meter, and that's going to be a problem. You also don't want Cable to have any turn, because he will be applying counters to the allies, which is a problem. Speed up, then we have the stun that we are going to use on these guys to do massive damage with Black Widow. I recently got her to 5 reds, so now her bleed damage is really huge. Might even have to consider T4ing her ability. As you can see, look at that amount of damage plus the stun, and they already have the slow and everything. So now we can call minions, we can share the dodges around. As you can see, we have dodge, speed up. Now we also have offense up, so we'll have enough time. And when you reach the final minion, you can just ignore everyone else, because as soon as you kill him, you will be able to finish the mission. So yeah, now you saw way better the strategy that we were using, and the characters were auto maxed out, so that went pretty well. Okay, so finally we are on the last node, 1-9 or 1/9. The one where you can get Negasonic shards. We use exactly the same team, same positioning. And yeah, this node was not easy, but with this strategy, as you'll see, it's slow, but you'll get the job done. And at least I had a lot more fun than if I would use a team like that would be majorly tank and spank. So here we have to decide minions or spread the buffs around. I decided to spread the buffs around so we can apply dodge to all of them. And then we have to focus on end sentry. Try to stop him from doing the stealth to everyone. It's not easy, especially at this point in time that I didn't have that much damage. Only after I beat these I got extra red stars on Black Widow. And as soon as you are done with end sentry, you want to get rid of Psylocke because she can transfer the negative effects that you apply on team to your characters. So that's not something great. And because you have two of them, it's problematic. So now we face the minions. Luckily for us, Yo-Yo resisted. So she only got the slow, but even the slow is a bad buff for Yo-Yo to have. You can use her ultimate to remove the dodges and also the counters from the enemies, which is quite good. It's quite amazing actually that she can attack characters that are on stealth. And now you have the situation that they have counters, so you always want to use Yo-Yo as many times as possible or as often as possible to remove the counters from the enemies, because she'll not get attacked back unless you do her special. With the basic and with the ultimate, she doesn't get the counters. And then you just want to be careful, like using Black Widow with Hawkeye or using Quake's special to remove the counters, otherwise you'll be taking a lot of damage. Like in this situation, usually you'd go for the ultimate and attack all targets, but then because all of them have counters, Quake would die because yeah, she would get all those counters in the face, and the Yo-Yo cannot apply offense down to the enemies when they are countering. So it's something you need to be aware of. I have seen a few people doing this mistake, doing like ultimates when all of them have counters, and then the character dies because of that. So we try to stun Psylocke or try to get rid of her. All these counters that she gets and the dodges, they are so annoying. And once again, now we try to flip, it didn't work out. She dodged it obviously, and but we got rid of her. And now we have to focus on Nobu, summon a few minions so we have more characters to spread the damage. And yeah, as soon as we get rid of him, we have the second wave. We have three waves. One has Nobu, the other has Red Skull, and the last one has Winter Soldier, Psylocke, and also Double Crossbone. So once again we have to focus on hand sentry, try to get rid of him as fast as possible, or at least keep him under control so he doesn't do the stealth. And this is one of the reasons why Black Widow is so good here, because she can slow, she can stun, speed up. Like we have so much turn advantage, it's just insane. Here I tried to apply the Blitz, it didn't work out, but we stunned the Red Skull, so you'll not have to deal with the minions. So you can see the deal. We already stunned the two targets and they were constantly slow, and we can turn rewind them with Nick Fury, we can turn rewind them with the Shield Operative, and we can turn rewind them with the Hawkeye. So it's all about control. We can't tank and spank, but it's all about the control, and as you see, it's not a bad decision to go after the control, because even without having a major healer, all our characters are at green health. All of them have dodges, all of them have speed ups. Now we have Hawkeye that also has death proof. So as you can see, like it's major, and my Nick Fury is very low. He's only at 6 yellow and 3 red. So even that the shield operative minions can give a little bit of regens, it doesn't end up in too much healing. So here you want to stun as fast as possible the different crossbones, because you don't want them to taunt, so you can get rid of the other targets as fast as possible. You want to get rid of the Winter Soldiers that are not blind, so they don't do massive damage to you, and whenever you can, you want to get rid of the Psylocks, so they don't transfer the negative effects once again from their allies, our enemies, to our allies. But as you can see, we got rid of the one crossbones already. We have that Winter Soldier that is blinded. We got rid of the other one. Because we slow in turn rewind so much Psylocke, we were able to get rid of her dodges. Now this one is almost dead. She revived thanks to the Noble passive. Then the other one, she has once again counter and dodge. We need to get rid of that before she transfers all the negative effects to us. But, well, if we end everyone before she has a turn, then it's not going to be a huge problem. But we ended her first, and now we just have the last Winter Soldier, and that was it. Like, not easy, but at least we only invested in good characters. We didn't invest too much in minions, and it was not tank and spunk, so at least for me it was a lot more fun to beat it like this. And we got the job done, and that's the most important thing. So that's the video, guys, the strategy and the team I used to beat the last 3 nodes of the Doom campaign of the first chapter. Once again, Hawkeye, Quake, Nick Fury, Black Widow and Yo-Yo. They are all part of top 10 teams, so I think it was a good option to invest in them. It was not tank and spank, and there are some recommendations that I have in terms of gear. You should try to have them at 7 yellow stars. You should try to have them at level 71. And if you can, you should try to have them at higher stars than just 3, at higher red stars than just 3. And to make sure that at least Nick Fury can do something with his minions and that everyone else has enough focus so they can do their different effects. Once again, people suggested me, and I'm thankful that they suggested to use tank and spank strategies with Shield Medic and with Agent Coulson. I just felt that it was not good for me because of the red stars and yellow stars that I have, and the huge investment I had to make on a minion like Shield Medic that does not give me a huge benefit in the long run. So yeah, I really prefer this one, but you guys let me know if you use other strategies, if you tried out a similar team to me. So if you guys enjoyed this video, you know what to do. You smash that like button like a boss. If you found this video helpful, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. There are a few people that are struggling to beat this node. It's not easy at all, and it requires some investment, but the fact that we get a legendary thanks to this node, I think it's very important to focus on these characters, especially because they are once again good for other teams. So once again, make sure you share this video with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and I will catch you guys later.